You have indeedy. I've just returned.
Excellent. So, based on what you've seen today, oh my god, I've just noticed that we are getting clutch in this, and we're actually going to go live. This is spicy. Based on what you've seen today from these players, who would you favor in this matchup?
What the hell is this clutch pick? Okay, so I think I'll probably swing towards Raisy. I think he's been playing a little bit better on an individual level from what we've seen earlier on. It's certainly snowballing a lot of the time when he's finding these kills, but I think he's going to find it very difficult to do so against base because of that more passive playstyle.
I agree violently. I want to explain the clutch, because you're like, what the hell, the clutch pick? For Raisy, and just to educate people who might be new to the Quick Champions scene, and just to explain that Raisy is probably the #1 advocate of clutch. He's the person who's probably spent the most time nailing it, and this is even over people like the Hang and Wenger and stuff like that. Raisy is a clutch nerd, and almost through every iteration of clutch, he's had a very good crack at getting things done with him. So let's do this, guys. Winner bracket final is underway. We are on the Robot Master to begin with. Our boy Raisy. Our boy Myztro.
Myztro, our man. I gotta see this. So he's clutch. This is the first time I've even seen him played. He's got his air dodge, right? So
that's right, double tap dodge, yeah.
Indeed. And his barrier to pull that out, blocks shots.
So in PTS now, I don't know if it was the same when you were watching, like it blocks a percentage of the damage. I think it blocks 40% of the damage incoming.
Right, okay.
Something like that.
Oh, look at that chase. My god, the man is huge, but he moves so fast. And base taken down. Might actually be a good pickup against base as well, because how do you get away from this guy?
That's a problem. It's very, very difficult. The thing is, you can hit so much, you can land the shots that you need to, but you need it to be a fairly decent kill, because otherwise off the spawn, you know, Raisy's insane aim just makes it so that he's confident pushing in so often. But I like that from base. That's proactive. That's the kind of moves that he needs to make, and to punish clutch when his ability's down.
Yeah, indeed. Getting up close was a decent call. You're not really going to be missing your shots. Problem is, right now, neither is Raisy. Our boy Myztro doing the job, doing the dirty. 3-1. E comes out to try and catch a little damage onto base, but he escapes the E. And I mean, the thing is, right now, Raisy 3-1. Not only is this a really good ability, the air dodge, to close in the distance, but also just to evade. I mean, he can get away from any fight that he doesn't feel like taking. Plus, he's still got barrier up in case things get a little bit frisky.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of assets on this champion. But the thing is, you don't see a lot of people pick it, just because putting all that together does require a lot of skill. And I know in Raisy's interviews that he's had, he does talk about actually how difficult it is to continue making clutch viable when he's been the victim of a lot of nerfs, generally speaking. But I also don't think that base is expecting him to be quite as aggressive so continuously, which is why he got caught out down here on the shotgun spawn before. If he knows that Raisy's going to keep on pushing it, then I think he's going to have his crosshair fixed on location more often. That hurts a lot.
So we've just seen damage exchange. That means we're going to have to see Raisy bailing out of there. He's got himself quite a bit of health stacked back up, though. And the rockets, if they land, could be dangerous for base. Making it away alive. And this comes back to the evasive techniques. But the problem is, there's no world in which base misses that shot in that narrow corridor on such a large target.
Yeah, it's just a sitting duck generally. Even if you're moving at 100 miles an hour, you're still a sitting duck. Raisy trying to get himself onto mega health, but that is base going to be able to tie things up. After a pretty aggressive start, maybe things are going to settle down a little bit. Even with the shield up, I mean, it's still 60 damage rockets when you can hit direct on him through those choke points quite so easily. It's a lot to take. And now, ability down. Oh, he's missing it.
So the problem I see for Raisy is that he has to get up in the face of base and get aggressive, because if he doesn't, whenever he picks up a stack, he's going to be railed from afar. This is looking good with the LG fight. It's going to be fully committed to base making it away, but for how long? He's picked up health as he went, though, so I don't think Raisy really wants to chase this down. It's probably the right call. Gets hit straight away by a rail. Has to bail out of there. You can't really dodge the shots. Even with good movement, it's going to be so easy for base to hit. Rockets from afar, but you're so low, vulnerable to a one-shot rail and taken down. And so an advantage now for base. We talked about it, though. How's he going to be able to evade a player like this? And although he's got the health up, the barrier should shield a lot of this damage. Not enough, though. Still, the LG comes out on top for base. He's now got a 2-point lead. Let's say 2-round lead. So used to CS.
Yeah. So used to round limit duel, don't worry.
There we go. I mean, at this point, base is definitely looking better. I wanna switch my vote. The clutch.
We didn't make votes in this. Wait, did we make votes?
We
you
did.
said Raisy, right?
Agree. Yeah, you said you agree wholeheartedly. So
we were right at the beginning, man. It's just the start. Don't worry. And this is base's map pick, by the way. You got to remember.
Give you that. What were the other maps? Do you remember?
So we've got Veil. That's going to be the second map, because base always is banning Corrupted Keep versus Raisy. When now Veil is becoming really scary, and people should probably stop banning Veil from him. And tiebreaker is Blood Run, which is really interesting because we've got two players who can be very aggressive, but also Raisy is very, very capable of being incredibly defensive. Oh, he gets pushed out with the LG all the way from that angle, man. He had some airtime to get out of the map just then. And he's going to push right past him and just make his life a misery.
That was so unfortunate. And now, look, just going to continue to aggress. I mean, Raisy's lost barely any health in those fights. Able to get back up there now on 7-5. I didn't doubt him for a second. He's still looking good, looking favored. Manages to make a little bit of a run towards the armor and healing his health on back up. The heavy's about to spawn though, and I was gonna say he shouldn't be able to get there, but base actually drops down to pick up the shotgun. Maybe doesn't have a read on the timings, but it looks like even with that he'll be able to make it over there in time to pick it up. Rocket denies Raisy from being able to peek over and drop a rocket down onto him, although he's managed to pick up the Mega. Okay, exchange of rail shots there. It was decent for Raisy to be able to do that. Now he's just gonna hunt on up, try to get this done, but he's popped the barrier a little bit prematurely because base is on out of there and has avoided what almost certainly would have been another death for him.
Yeah, no, that was a really nice dodge. Getting away from the ability. Now he knows he's got a window of time where he can attack more safely. And he really does have to pile on some pressure. But Raisy's just finding every chance he can to do damage. He does receive a direct in return. It's actually quite impressive how much Raisy is able to dodge, considering he is a giant, HGV.
The shots that he's hitting as well with the rail are pretty scary for base. Base is down on super low health. He's got to evade again. The barrier goes up. As if the stack wasn't enough. A rail shot going to be connected as well. He's waiting for him to jump through that TP, but it doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. Rail shot again going to be missed. Now he's got to deal with the turret. You don't want to be stepping up in front of that. We've seen the damage it can do in earlier iterations, earlier games here in the tournament. Oh no, the congestion is bad for base, especially because the Mega was just picked up by Raisy. And actually, look at the health that Raisy was left with. Considering he just picked up the Mega, that could have been really bad.
I'm actually surprised that base didn't at least trade out the frag somehow. I mean, he caught him kind of half in a hallway. You'd expect those rockets to land, but Raisy is really slippery with those directionals, those dodging maneuvers. Base is going to get onto the heavy yet again. There's sub 3 minutes now for him to work some magic. Otherwise, the thing is, the last time base won this cup, he had to win from the lower bracket. So we might have to eventually rule him out now, although we're still so early in the series. But I just want to remind people what a beast base is in the lower bracket.
There's no way you're getting out of there. Look at that barrier goes up, pulling out the the LG. Nothing that can be.
I'm still terrified of that. Oh, the shotgun work. Oh, he misses. That's not good. That's good. Gutted base.
From miles away.
Just enough damage as well. I think base had like about that much health left. I remember seeing at least a blue bar on him. Maybe I'm wrong. Wait, no, 20 health? It must be less than the blue bar. I'm seeing things, guys. Don't worry. It's normal.
10, I think.
Okay.
Right? No?
I was on Raisy the whole time, so I have no idea.
Yeah, so was I. Oh, this is scary. The LG fight. Oh no! Don't pull that out.
Dude.
Did he run out of ammunition?
And, he didn't. He just wanted the gauntlet frag. I think straight up.
Oh my god.
But that's a kind of like game is not over kind of moment. Okay,
Yeah.
Base has no control whatsoever, and I imagine Raisy will attack very soon because he's got a stack. He got Mega.
That was just such a weird decision. I mean, when I saw it come out, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I missed the ammunition going low or something.
I think maybe on the LG or whatever he was using, he ran out.
The LG, yeah.
He had other
Maybe.
weapons.
I didn't think it did, though. Maybe it did, but he also had a shotgun still in play. I feel like just anything would have been a better call. Rocket yourself. Just not the melee.
Ouchie.
But he's not going to be punished for it anyways. 11-6, GG's called in chat.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Clutch is going to win out in map 1 on Awoken. That was Base's pick. We're going to go over to Vale next. I think that we're going to see Sorlag get picked from Raisy next. I'm pretty sure. Yo, Putar, thanks very much for the 19 months, man. Really, really appreciate it. Vale it is. Although I'm pretty sure Base is pretty spicy on Vale too. So could expect some good things from him. So Base used Eisen then. I wonder if Base is going to go Galena, because Galena is a pretty sort of standard pick that one expects there. However, it might also depend who picks champion first, because if it's Raisy that has to pick first, Base is going Sorlag. Are we going to get Sorlag versus Sorlag? We double Sorlag. I was not expecting this.
I was on a hell of a long loading screen there. I think I
Oh
might
wait,
be
you're not in the lobby. I've just seen.
Yeah, I've just hit like a server bug there. Drop me a re-invite.
All good, all good.
There we go. Now I'm here. Sorlag. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting mirror matchup.
I'm not sure what to make of this, guys.
I mean, from what we saw from Raisy earlier, definitely looking good for him. I don't know how proficient Base is gonna be on Sorlag. Obviously, he's not gonna be a noob to it, but
That's the thing. Raisy's got such experience with Sorlag. It's not just from what we've seen today, but like historically in Quake Champions, he's been fantastic. Whereas with Base, with CPM champs, I'm not entirely sure. Can I also just distract for a second, because someone said something very important in chat. Mathwin says, lads, classic WoW will come out in August. We will create a Quake Champions Guild. Sorry, everyone, like 750 people are gonna be super tilted at me now, but yeah, definitely, I am so hyped for that. So ultimate answer, yes, Mathwins. Now you can go back to hating me and enjoying the show.
I'm also very tilted at you.
That's fine. I allow it.
Quake is the only game, Zoot. God damn it. You're not allowed to play other games.
People have been telling me this. I've been telling this for years and years and years. But man, my heart sings for WoW Classic, for the vanilla times.
I've never played WoW or RuneScape. I'm quite proud of that.
Why are you talking about RuneScape? Don't put that in the same category. Jesus.
It's the same thing, right?
No. Anyway, we've got a game. We've got Sorlag versus Sorlag. This YouTube VOD's going to look really weird. I'm on Base at the moment. I'm going to start on Raisy just because... no, I'm going to go back to Base because I don't really know what he's like on...
Back to basics.
You're not coming on again. The thing is, they're doing acid spit on each other, but only the direct hits are going to do any damage. I feel like the ability is not going to account for a great deal. Although, I feel like Basey still somehow managed to land a truckload there. And his movement is just hot. I don't think Basey's even ready for that. LG's looking good. That's 2-0 for Raisy. He is flying away with this.
Yeah, indeed. He's already up 2-0, like you said, feeling good in terms of weaponry as well. Rocket straight away, though. That could be very dangerous, and indeed it is. He's taken down. Base manages to find at least the opening. He's low, though, and he's going to be chased on down. Out comes the rocket eventually. A little bit awkward for a second, but we'll see the recovery of the armor as well, as Raisy's now back up to a reasonable stack. Oh, he jumps a little bit too far. I didn't think the LG certainly contributed to him missing the Mega, which now is in the control of Base. He's got his health boosted on up, and Raisy's on the back foot. Has to go and try and find some lighter items to boost his health and his armor back on up, and he's just going to wait for this heavy to spawn in so that he can pick it in about 5 seconds. So give Base plenty of time to go in and fight for it.
Super annoying for Raisy that he missed that Mega. But someone got some damage output, then it's someone the likes of Raisy. However, he's not done enough at all. Base just invested the rest of his overstack to get some more position at the top to get himself Mega. And Raisy's just chilling right now. Someone just said that Coolers 2-0 versus Bus Driver. Bus Driver is a cat, is actually Zron. It's not Bus Driver X. But interesting update there from the scoreboard, as I think that's going to be the winner going towards the loser bracket semi, I want to say. Rocket jump is going to get him onto the heavy, but he needs to get over to some health as soon as possible. And Base does connect the rail, bringing it to a 1-frag game. And here comes Mega.
So you'll have to explain to me, in a Sorlag v Sorlag, when you acid the other player, because they're immune to acid, right?
They get hurt by the direct globules of acid.
Okay.
But you don't get affected by the acid on the floor, which is what I was going to say earlier last time we saw Veil. Another reason people like Sorlag on this map is because there is slime and acid on the floor naturally. You don't take damage from that, whereas all other champions will.
Okay. That makes sense then.
Nicely done from Base.
Yeah, very nicely done. He's picked up the Mega. He's already got a decent stack in every sense of the word. Raisy's not going to be connecting those LGs though quite as effectively as we'd hope, leaving over Base to at least build a stronger stack. The jump down comes in, LG in play, he's going to be able to get a lot of damage done and eventually finish off his opponent. The rocket certainly didn't help. And it's 4-3.
I mean, I would still expect this to be actually fairly convincing from Raisy, but he's proving to have a lot of hard work to do. Base fighting for his life. He was so close to getting that Mega. But it's not going to happen. Base has got to be godlike with these rockets, and he actually really is, but Raisy's already got that LG just tied onto his hitbox.
Yeah, and that's another problem, I guess. You're coming up against Raisy, who seems to have a pretty consistent train with the LG, and a character like Sorlag is going to allow him to connect a lot of shots because he's a pretty decent hitbox in play. Now it stacks built up in favor of Raisy, only slightly. We can definitely see some problems developing for Base. He can't play his turtle style. He's forced to play a little bit more on edge. The Heavy's about to come back up, and he wants to come over and contest it. He's spotted going in over towards the TP. It's going to be watched now with a rocket going down. Almost a direct hit with it as well. LG directly afterwards, and Base is in trouble. He's got to get out of there. Splash damage is more than enough to eliminate him. And again, just Raisy going to hunt down, snowballing as the spawn comes in for Base. But the problem, he actually takes a lot of damage and has to bail on out of there.
This is bad for Raisy. He doesn't have the exact timing on the Mega health. Going through that teleporter will be bad, but he eats a direct rocket. There's certainly a chance for Base to get back into this, but he's got to manage his ammo so carefully. Rocket's not bad, and he gets some little midi to finish that one off. By the way, midi is like this really fashionable way to say a mid-air. Just in case you didn't get that.
Oh, wow.
Everyone will have a lot of respect for you if you call it midi.
I'm never going to do that. This is, I've this thing,
no.
I don't
Respect.
I don't know if it's just in CS, but it's called self-respect. So.
Don't do it.
I'm
Come
kidding,
on,
I don't
man.
have any of that.
Nor do
So
I.
we come over towards the Heavy. We're going to see a little bit of a fight going through. Trying to connect some direct hits with the orbs. This could be a little bit dangerous. Raisy swinging around with the LG. Base is already down pretty low. LG connecting all the shots in the shotgun. Catches him trying to pick up the Heavy. Good night, Base. It's 8-5. Again, maintaining that lead and going to hunt it down directly afterwards. He's got a decent amount of health built up as well, so he can take this fight. Vertically isn't really the way you want to be fighting. Gonna fire some rockets up though and see what he can do. Blowing from below through the TP, and this should be Base out of the game. Just needs to drop down and hunt him, but that LG is doing quite a bit of damage in through the little barriers, and he can't make it through the doorway in time. Movement being affected by the LG, never optimal. And 6 seconds left. That Heavy should easily go over to Raisy, recovering all the armor he's lost.
Base's stack is fairly decent. As long as his weapons are okay, he can certainly challenge. A little blip of heavy machine gun, but it's not going to make much of a difference. Well, they actually got the rail too. So he should have rail, LG, and rockets. So he can do the E's, the R's, the L's. I don't know. I'm trying to follow suit on you, but I'm not doing a good job of it.
Yeah, no, it's
rockets,
just don't do it. We're going towards the rockets up through the floor, trying to get some blowing from below, but it's not happening just yet. Heavy should be picked up. A little bit of damage to be obtained, but Base actually returns quite a lot of it. Hunting down with the LG, though, eventually the rail to save the day. Base maintains a 3-point deficit. 3-kill deficit, let's go with.
Very impressive rail to room ratio here. Double gang from Base.
I mean,
oh my god. This gets better.
It's all about the I don't even know. I was trying to incorporate the E into it, but I can't.
No.
Can't do it.
E to... No, I don't want to go that way. We've
No.
already gone too far. To be honest, Raisy's now caught into a little bit of a pickle. He's going to go down. Base is making this very, very possible for him to come back. In fact, Raisy ends his own life, but with a direct rocket, which I wonder if we'll give him a bit of a possibility to get in.
Oh, here we go, jumping down. This is going to be really good. He's dodging the rockets perfectly. Base is in a lot of trouble now. Has to connect pretty much a direct rocket and more. So he's going to be out. There's no way he wins that fight, really.
This is really, really tough to call at the moment. Base has got to win this map if he wants to continue having a chance to go directly into the grand final. And in the grand final this time, it's a best of 5 with a 1-map advantage. We've changed it up from last time, just because I wanted to see what happens if you have 3 champions banned each player. And this fight down below, Raisy's going to pick him off, and he's going to keep all of the overstack that he had. This is a bad way to go for Base after all the hard work that he's done to get back in.
This could be a little bit dangerous as well. I mean, the rockets are in place, so there's definitely a lot of potential damage for Base to connect, and he actually wins that. How?
Raisy fluffed so many rockets in that fight. Base does not know how to get out. He tries his best, but it was optimistic to begin with. And that's what you need. You need to be picking up kills with a stack, where you need to put yourself in a position afterwards where you can collect some resources, even if you're going to give away a major item. And Base has been eating rockets for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the moment. He has got to leave. Ow. Ow. In conclusion, ow.
Yeah, that's going to be some efficient rocket to rail usage, and I think that the ratios are building up. Strafe to room over on Raisy, you can see it's not breaching too. It's staying below, and we talked about this a little bit earlier. You know, Rafa's got to be worried. His his strafe to room record's about to be broken.
I think so. Oh, what the hell was that shot from Raisy? Let's slow down Base a decent amount, but Base is coming back in. He needs to hit some good rockets. Oh my god, he gets the combo at the end. There's still a chance at the moment for Base. He's got a health bubble. He needs to get himself onto this heavy as soon as he can. There's not many rotations of items left before we hit the time limit. Oh my god, but to get away from this fighting, because Raisy just wants to end it now, and he can end it just by getting a frag, I think. Now it might be too much to ask for. Raisy could be getting himself into the grand final with a 2-0 map win, and that is the case. It's GG's, Base is out the server, and Raisy gets himself a little break before finding out who his grand final opponent's going to be.
So the right there at the end, one of the fights in the little green room, we saw Raisy going in with the LG straight away, and it looked like he was going to do enough damage to win that fight, but I only noticed there watching it back, he only had like 20 ammo, I think, ish. It was in the red anyways. He was super low. And so he ran out, had to switch to the rockets, didn't land the shot straight away. And even though Base missed a lot of his rockets, he was obviously eventually able to do that as they swapped over. But even still, like, Raisy did it. He managed to come out on top. And I think that it kind of feeds into what we said at the start. He's been playing really well today, ignoring even the strafe to room ratio, which obviously is probably the most important thing about his playstyle. But no, I think he's been hitting all the shots. He's been playing super well. And I don't know if the Sorlag pickup against him was the right call.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you think you've got to fight fire with fire. That might have been the case. In fairness to Base, he didn't actually play a bad game with Sorlag. It's just his Sorlag's not as good as Raisy's, like straight up. I'm gonna see if I can get it's cooler coming in. Yeah, let's invite him. So what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna jump straight into the lower bracket final, and then we'll take a short break, like between lower bracket final and grand final, as we're almost at the end, man. What's it? It's been like 3.5 hours. It's been a pretty good, like,